Word to your mother, boys and girls. It is your boy, Sniper West, coming at you here from WizardSportsPicks.com. It is Monday. It is April 13th, 2026, and we have got a lot to talk about. A lot of sports yesterday, a lot of great stuff going on from, obviously, Rory winning the Masters. We have baseball in full swing. NBA basketball was a dog poop show, as they like to say. It was kind of crazy with the line movement with all those games. I didn't even bet anything. I didn't release anything. It's just some of those line moves, they moved like 10 points once, guys figured out, they weren't going to play or whatever. It was just probably
that Miami game was nuts, man. The Hawks opened as 1.5-point favorites. Before I went to bed, it was Heat minus like 2.5, 3.5. By the time it was tip off, it was the Heat 10.5.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Probably the worst day. And well, I don't know. Like maybe there was some opportunity there. Like if you get on the Heat, right away, you hit it right at opening, and then all of a sudden it closes at 10. You got 10 points of value there. So that's probably, I don't know. I guess you could find value, but it was just, no one knew what was going to happen. You know what I mean? It just was unbettable, really, to be honest with you. But obviously we had a lot of hockey yesterday as well. We had NASCAR too. We'll talk a little NASCAR. Hopefully we can get to that. We're only going to be live for about 20 minutes today. But that's cool. We'll try to hit everything really quickly. We'll start with the Masters. What do you think of the Masters? Rory, he came back. That was fantastic. I'll tell you what, he had to go bogey that last hole just to win the Masters. And it was close, man. He hit that drive into the woods, and I thought he was in trouble. And luckily he got in the bunker, then got out of that bunker, and then was able to 5-putt. And what do you think of the Masters?
Yeah, me personally, I'm a big Rory fan. I've liked Rory since the beginning days, since he went on the PGA Tour. So seeing him win back-to-back is pretty awesome. When he went double bogey, I was like, oh, God, old Rory's back. He's going to implode. But then he fired off 3 straight birdies, and I was like, all right, he's got this. He's not losing it. He's composed. He's got some momentum. But I thought it was a great Masters. It was nice seeing Scotty Scheffler work his way up the leaderboard. I had a Patrick Reed, so seeing him drop on the last 2 days definitely wasn't fun. But at the end of the day, seeing Rory win back-to-back, one of 4 people to ever do that, puts him in great company, in my opinion, for solidifying himself as one of the best golfers to ever play the game.
Yeah, definitely. He was leading 6 under going into Saturday, and then basically he shot even par Saturday and Sunday, and it was barely enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But, yeah. He seemed very gracious, though. He's a hard guy not to like. I mean, he seems very humble and everything, and thanked his wife and his daughter, Poppy, and his parents. And, I watched a lot of the Masters yesterday. It was very exciting stuff. I can't play golf. I mean, I play, but I don't – what I do is not called playing because you're in the woods the whole time. So, but I like to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, man. If you're not a professional, it's all about having fun and enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hit some NASCAR real quick. I know I'm kind of going out of order a little bit, but you had some thoughts on NASCAR, on Ty Gibbs. Obviously, got his first career NASCAR Cup Series victory at Bristol.
Yeah. If you tuned in to the Wizards pit stop, you would have cashed a very nice ticket because Tom actually gave out Ty Gibbs top 3 and Ty Gibbs to win. So that was a very nice day for the Wizards pit stop.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Tom, he made sure to let me know about that too. But yeah, I guess he's been doing pretty good. He's been giving out some serious plus money.
That's his fourth outright this season. So definitely tune in the Wizards Pit Stop live on Wednesdays. You'll get plenty of winners.
There you go, guys. We're just passing out money in all these shows. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as well. WizardSportsPicks.com. That's where you want to go for all your sharp sports betting information. I have plays up there every day. I know all the other handicappers do as well. Making some changes here, but we are going to bring a lot of content to you every single day. That is the plan. And so WizardSportsPicks.com. That's where you want to go. So as it relates to baseball, we'll hit baseball real quick. So obviously Christian Yelich of the Brewers. A hamstring injury. We'll see how long that sidelines him for. That Pirates Cubs game was kind of wild yesterday. I don't know if you caught any of that, but the over-under was 12.5. And obviously with the wind at Wrigley Field, odds makers, they don't really put totals up for Wrigley Field games until the day of. Like you'll see some nightly totals overnight for, a lot of these games, but Wrigley, they like to wait. They like to see whether the wind is blowing out or in off of that lake. And when I saw it was 12.5 yesterday, I actually bet it. I bet the over 12.5, and it landed right on 13, right? 7-6 Cubs, but they came back in grand fashion. That was kind of a wild game. That Phillies Diamondbacks game, I was watching that game too. It was kind of a wild game. The Phillies, they haven't been swinging the bat very well. They need to, get their offense back in action. The Cubs are at the Phillies tonight. I'm actually going to throw out a free play really quickly here, just because I had some notes on this game. So as it relates to the Cubs and the Phillies, so Carlos Sanchez is pitching tonight for Philadelphia. He's a good pitcher. He was an all-star last year, but he doesn't do well versus the Cubs. He's 0-1 with a 10.38 ERA against the Chicago Cubs. Javier Assad starts for the Phillies, and he does not pitch well versus the Cubs at all. So he has a 5.84 ERA, 3 career appearances against the Phillies. He lost 9-6 his last time he faced them. He gave up 8 runs and 3 home runs. That's not very good. So Assad, he's been called up from AAA to start this game. I like the over here. I think both offenses are going to, the Cubs, obviously they scored 7 runs yesterday, and the Phillies, they need to get their bats in action. And I think they do that tonight. So I'm going to go over 8 runs between the Cubs and the Phillies tonight. Yeah, I know you're not the biggest baseball guy. Joey, do you have any thoughts on the diamond tonight?
So I actually have a premium selection on the diamond tonight. So outside of that, I'm not going to dive too much into MLB, but I do have a free play for NHL once we start talking about the hockey.
Well, speak of the devil, let's go to the NHL real quick. So obviously only a couple more days left in the season. I think Thursday is the last day of the season. Yes, Thursday's the last day. So we have Carolina at Philly tonight. We have the Rangers and Panthers. I do have a premium selection on the docket tonight over at wizardsportspicks.com. Yeah, a lot of juice. I have a free play on the NHL too. Minnesota, St. Louis, obviously St. Louis is out of the playoffs, but they are favored over the Wild. The Wild probably don't have much motivation here, but you have a free play on the ice tonight, Joey?
Yeah, I do. And it's a player prop, and I'm looking at Mika Zibanejad on the Rangers to get a goal tonight. In the 2 games that the Rangers have actually played the Panthers, they won both of them, but Mika has done great. He has 9 shots, 5 points with 3 goals and 2 assists. He's been quiet the last few games, but I really think he'll have a big game tonight. Like I said, he's done historically well against this Florida team. Panthers are long out of the playoffs, so are the Rangers, but seeing him do well against the reigning Stanley Cup champs will definitely boost him around that locker room after an upsetting season.
Mika Zibanejad. Say that 10 times fast. Where's he from? Do you know
Rangers.
Where he's from?
Originally the Senators, but country-wise, Sweden.
Oh, he's from Sweden. Okay. Zibanejad. It's quite a name. So I like, as far as the free play in the NHL, I actually like the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I think they're going to do well. Obviously, Colorado, they're the best team in the NHL. The Avalanche, though, they haven't been playing all that well lately. They're only 8-7 their last 15 games. But a lot of that is because I think they clinched their division early. They're the NHL's top overall seed. They are banged up too. Cale Makar's not playing here. Josh Manson's not playing here. Not only that, their head coach is not even going to be in attendance in this game. Jared Bednar, he got hit in the face at shoot around with a puck, and he got a facial fracture, so he's not even making this trip to Canada. And I just think that Edmonton's the more motivated team here. They're plus 100, so you get them, about even money. But obviously they lost that game 1-0 to the Kings last time out. But, prior to that, they had won 6 of their last 8 games. And, they're 1 point out of the Pacific Division lead. So I just think that Edmonton at home is the more motivated team. I'm going to take the Oilers here on the ice over the Colorado Avalanche. I'm taking a look at the NHL standings really quickly in the playoff picture. So, Colorado, 115 points. Good for them this year. Carolina over in the East, 110. Buffalo and Montreal are still tied at 106 points. Tampa, 104. Back over to the West. Dallas with 108. Minnesota with 102. And then quite the drop-off to Vegas there. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to both the NBA and the NHL playoffs. And here's an interesting question for you, Joey. Do you find that handicapping playoff games, whether it be baseball, basketball, football, hockey, do you think it's easier to handicap in the postseason or the regular season?
Me personally, I think it's easier to cap in the regular season, just because when it comes to postseason, there's just so much more on the line. When it comes to like home and away games, you got to split at least one of those away games. If you don't, you're kind of boned. So I feel like the motivation is obviously a lot more. So I think it's definitely tougher to cap playoffs than regular season.
Yeah, especially the NBA, because we all know that some of these NBA teams, they take nights off, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were out partying the night before or whatever. There's just certain spots where you can see that this team, they're on the back-to-back. They don't care. They were in LA last night, whatever. They took the red eye, and they're probably not going to show up. There's definitely good opportunities in the NBA like that. Hockey, maybe not. Well, hockey too, a little bit. It's not like hockey players don't party. Too.
Yeah, but you don't
You know
see
what I
load
mean?
management with hockey. It's not like LeBron James or Anthony Day-to-Day Davis. Load management, can't play tonight. Hockey, these guys are out there every night. You got starting goalies taking 30 shots in a row, 5 straight games. Let's go suit up again. There's no such thing as load management in the NHL.
Yeah, I like that nickname, Anthony Day-to-Day Davis. It's actually quite clever. I'll tell you what. Yeah, that guy's probably in the last 5 years not played more than he's actually played. I mean, man, he's always sidelined.
Dude, him and
goes back to that
milking contracts.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, it makes you go back to that whole Luka deal when, Anthony Davis went to the Mavericks for Luka, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to win a championship with defense. And then they just dealt him to the Wizards.
I was like, now he's on the Wizards, and he's not even playing. He got traded to the Wizards, didn't even play a game, got sidelined all season.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we hit the major sports. Let's move over to the WNBA because I know the draft is tonight. A lot of you maybe did not know that the WNBA draft was tonight. Halt the presses. The WNBA draft is tonight. So obviously, we have some headlines here. So Sophie Cunningham, she returns to the Fever with a 1-year deal. Gabby Williams signed a deal with the Valkyries. Aussie Food from UConn. She's expected to be the number 1 overall pick to the Dallas Wings. So how about that? The Wings, they, back-to-back number 1 overall picks. Didn't she go number 1 overall last year?
Yep. Paige Bueckers went number 1 last year as well. Yeah. And I think it's awesome. 2 UConn players are likely to be reunited again. They won a championship together. They played 4 years together at UConn.
Yeah.
And I remember a couple days ago, I told you the Wings and the Valkyries, watch out for them this year.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. How did they both play 4 years together at UConn if
red shirts?
Is that what happened? Okay,
red shirt and injury year.
Gotcha. You have any other thoughts on the draft tonight?
Honestly, I think outside of Azzi Food and a couple of players from UCLA and a couple international players, I don't think it's going to be that big of a draft. I'm just really looking forward to seeing where more free agency players go after the draft. I think that's what's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, no, it should be another fantastic season. Obviously, the Aces, the Minnesota Lynx, the New York Liberty, those are your main 3 players, for the most part. I heard Brittany Griner signed a deal with, was it Connecticut?
Yep, she signed a deal with the Connecticut Sun. I think it was either a 1-year or 4-year. I forgot the exact number, but I don't know. I feel like she's a has-been. Don't get me wrong. I think she's talented. I think she's good, but I don't think she's going to be that superstar they think she's going to be. She's getting up there in age. She's 35 years old. The Connecticut Sun are basically depleting their roster. They just sold a team. I don't see her doing much for them. I really don't, unfortunately.
Yeah. Are the Sun, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Connecticut Sun are moving to Houston next year? Is that accurate?
I believe it is Houston, yes.
Are they going to be the Comets again, or are they going to be the Houston Sun?
Let's see. It doesn't say.
Good question, huh? Throwing you some curveballs today.
Yeah, they haven't said, but they are moving in 2027, and it will be 100% sold and done. But they have not decided on a team name yet.
Yeah. I wonder, obviously we have the Toronto Tempo and then the Portland Fire this year as well. So a couple more teams in the W. I'm just taking a look at the WNBA mock draft here. So yeah, Ozzie Fudd to the Dallas Wings, maybe Olivia Miles to the Minnesota Lynx. She was a point guard from TCU. Seattle Storm, Awa Pham. This is an ESPN mock draft, by the way. She's from Spain. I've actually heard a lot about her. She averaged 9.2 points, 5 rebounds for Valencia in Spain.
There's your international
and a lot
player.
Another international player, exactly. So yeah,
there's a French small forward that's really, really good too. And I really think that they're gonna get her. Her name is Nell Angloma. Yep. Since they got rid of Angel Reese, they're gonna need someone big down low. And I think she's like 5'11", almost 6 foot. That's pretty big for WNBA standards. I think they're gonna take a chance on her.
Yeah, she's from France, small forward. She's projected to go to the Chicago Sky with the number 5 overall pick. And then your Toronto Tempo, the projection for the Toronto Tempo is Flau'jae Johnson from LSU. I've actually heard a little bit about Flau'jae. maybe on SportsCenter or whatnot. And then the Portland Fire, Raven Johnson from South Carolina. South Carolina, they put out a lot of really good WNBA talent, a lot of great players in that program.
UCLA has a really good player too, in
Yeah.
Lauren Betts, but she's probably unfortunately going to go to a bottom feeder team, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, actually, Lauren Betts is projected. Yeah. Well, she's projected to go to the Mystics, number 4 overall.
Yeah.
But who's the girl from USC? She's in all those commercials. Trying to remember her name. I think she got injured. She was out for a year.
I don't think she's in the draft, is she?
Yeah, no, I don't think she is. I'm just trying to remember because there was a lot of hype around her.
Jazzy Davidson?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, Juju Watkins.
Juju, yes.
Yep, Juju Watkins.
Yeah, is she coming out next year, or she's still playing for USC, right?
Yeah, she has another year.
Okay.
She's gonna be a top pick next season.
Yeah, definitely.
Big time.
All right. Well, what other sports betting show is going to be breaking down the WNBA draft on Monday right after the Masters, Joey? I don't think you're going to find this content anywhere else but wizardsportspicks.com. We hit NASCAR, we hit WNBA. I mean, the only thing we're really missing is like a CFL preview for the summer or something, right?
Yeah.
UFC was fantastic this weekend as well. This guy, Josh Hokett, who is actually on the Contender Series with Dana White. He is the funniest guy in the history of UFC. He's hilarious. Just his press conferences, what he says, like after each win. He's undefeated so far. He beat Curtis Blades over the weekend, and it was definitely the fight of the night. President Trump was there in attendance because it was in Miami. But yeah, he got up there. He just said some outlandish stuff. If you guys want to laugh today, go to Josh Hokett. That's Hokit. Josh Hokett. Just look for Josh Hokett ring speech or something like that. It's just the guy is absolute gold. It's comedy gold. It's fantastic. But yeah, UFC, it was a really good card. Yuri Prochazka, he got knocked out in like the first 20 seconds. I wasn't really expecting that. That was kind of crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps it up for today. It's kind of a shorter show today. Both Joey and I have some other stuff going on, but we're gonna start having other handicappers guests appear on the show very soon. In fact, Manny DeLuca was maybe going to come on today if Cam Young had won the Masters, because he gave out Cam Young at, I think it was 20-1 or something like that.
I think it was 25-1, 22-1 in that range.
Yeah, and he was right there until maybe the last 9 holes, so he kind of fell apart there. But yeah, that's going to do it today for the Wizards Wraparound, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sniper West, and that is Joey Tron over there. You can follow us both on Twitter. And don't forget to go over to wizardsportspicks.com as well. Please like and subscribe to this video. It does help our analytics greatly. And we will be back tomorrow for sure with the Wizards Wraparound here at wizardsportspicks.com. Okay? We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Until then, peace out and keep firing.